What HR team is doing? HR team is giving only 10 CVs or only 5 CVs to the management, or only top 4 CVs to the management. So by which way top 4 CVs will be selected? They will check the resume score. Resume score means ATS score. Actually, ATS score is out of 100. Out of 100 score of your CV. For example, I want to see score of this particular CV. What is score of this CV out of 100? If I am applying for the post of professor, if I am applying for the post of trainer, whether this profile will be selected or not. So what I have to do, rather than directly applying, rather than directly uploading on Naukri or uploading on found it or Indeed, first of all I will have to check its resume score. So get your resume score. So you can see upload your resume. If score is greater than 80, then it is fine. If score is around 50, 60 or 30, definitely it will not be shortlisted. Whether you have 500 SCI papers, you have 1000 SCI papers, you have 20 books, 20 copyrights, you have done PhD, two to three postdoctorates, even then biodata will not be shortlisted. Why? With so many profiles, so many papers, publications, patents, biodata is not shortlisted because resume is not having a score. So I we can check score of any CV. So because score, because CV will be shortlisted by HR department. In HR department, human beings are not checking. Human beings are using ATS software. If they will see if ATS score is greater than 100, oh sorry, greater than 90. If ATS score is greater than 80, then they will take only those profiles. So out of 500 biodata, if only 4 CVs are having ATS score greater than 80, only those 4 CVs will be forwarded to management. It may be possible that other people who are having ATS score of 20 or 30, they have very good profile. They have so many SCI papers, they have so many publications, so many patents. But even after so many patents, their biodata is not shortlisted. Their CV is not moved to the management or HOD. Why? Because scoring is very, very less. So you can see that this one. So we can check. So 77 out of 100. What is the issue? So tailoring this one format 80%. It is complying sections. Okay. So many other portals available. If you want to see, so ATS score checker CV. In multiple tools, you will get uh, multiple scorings. Okay, so you can see this one. If your CV is having greater than 80, greater than 70, then it is fine. So out of for example 1000 CV, your CV is formatted effectively. So you can see that for which position we are applying, and so any profile we can take. So many online CV ATS resume checker. So before applying to any job, first of all verify whether your ATS score is 80 or 75 or greater than 90 or not. If your ATS score is less than 70, it will not be shortlisted. Despite you are having postdoctorate, you have guided 20-30 research scholars, you are having so many project fundings, you have earned so many projects, still it will not be accepted, still your biodata will not be moved ahead. Okay, why? Because that particular software will reject the biodata. So this one. Okay, in this way. Okay, so ATS score, it must be verified before applying, because many times it is seen that people discuss that I have applied to so many platforms, I have applied to so many jobs, still it is not accepted. still it is rejected. We are not getting interview calls, we are not getting some particular responses from employer. Why? Because ATS software is rejected, is rejecting that biodata. So preparing your resume review, you can directly search on internet, you can directly search for that, this one. Okay, so enhance we, or so many other portals. So in every portal you will get different scorings. Okay, it should not be 20, 30, or 40. If you, so this one you can see. So these are the templates, ATS templates. Okay. If I want to see this one, this particular template. Okay, so you can see enhance v, yes. So from this, so this is ATS enabled biodata, and it will pre-fill, it will pre-fill that particular thing. So uploading resume, whatever CV is available in MS Word format, if it is in ATS, then you can see that it is automatically added. Now you can see that in 2 pages, it is, each and everything is available. So why? Because we have mentioned, because in CV it is clearly mentioned certification, it is clearly mentioned about experience, it is clearly mentioned about the summary. Okay, so simply, if you want to add some section, for example, which some specific section we want to add, or timeline. Okay, add to resume timeline. Okay, so multiple activities, for example, this is funded project 1, funded project 2, or you have guided one PhD scholar here, second PhD scholar here, so that can be added. Okay, add section, multiple sections, awards, industry experience, if you have a industry experience, this one. References, this is very sensitive point. References, whether we should add references or not. In ATS format, a reference should not be included. Okay, because it also enforce, it also promote favoritism. If I am giving references of some professors of IITs, if I am giving reference of some person from Ministry of Education, from DHE, okay, definitely it will enforce, it will integrate favoritism. So it should not be included in most of the thing, in most of the CVs, in most of the applications. Those applications, those CVs which are giving references, these are directly rejected, these are straightforward rejected, whosoever mentioned references, until and unless it is asked, until and unless it is mentioned that you have to give at least 2 references. Okay, so it must be avoided. So if your biodata is having references, consider removing it. I am not saying that you should remove it, but you can consider depending upon your situation. Okay, so additional experience, books, which books you have published, additional publications. Okay, and education experience, skills, you want to show skills. Okay, which languages. This point also very important, that whether languages should be mentioned or not. If you have knowledge, if you have exposure to international languages, only then you have to specify languages. As far as ATS format is concerned, if I know only Hindi and English, I should not specify here. If I know Spanish, I know German, Japanese, in that case I should write. But it is understood, it is clearly, it is obvious that in India, in this particular location, in Hindi is our native language, Okay, and English as a professional language. No need to write it. It will occupy only space, nothing else. But if you have exposure to multiple languages, even if you have exposure to multiple regional languages, you can specify. For example, you know Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, or Marathi. You can specify, that is fine, because that is your aptitude, that is your expertise, that is your capability. Okay, that is your skill, that you know four different languages. You know Kannada, you know Malayalam, Hindi, English, you know Marathi. That is fine. But as a person from Maharashtra, if I'm writing only Marathi and English, it will be negative in my biodata. Okay, so as a North Indian, if I'm writing Hindi, English, Punjabi, just to show that I know Punjabi, it will be negative. Okay, because Haryana, Punjab, these are neighboring states. So everybody knows that to some extent this person may know Punjabi. This person from Punjab may know this particular language. Okay, so until and unless we have expertise, we have exposure to multiple languages, multiple dialects. Okay, so we have to consider these points. So delete. Okay, so in multiple sections, so strength, weakness, so definitely, so you can see that it must be avoided. Okay, employer has nothing to do with my strength, employer has nothing to do with my weaknesses. They have to give me job, they have to give me work, I have to finish that work in time. Okay, whether I'm having aptitude or not, whether I'm having strength or not, or weakness. Okay, no need to specify. Whether we are applying for clerical job or professor job or academician or corporate job, nobody asks us about strength and weaknesses. Around 10 years back, 8 to 10 years back, there was a trend that we have to write strength, weaknesses, or forcibly we write strength and weakness. Career objective also we should not write, only summary. Okay, many times people write here, for example, this one add section. So here, so custom title, you can see that add to resume. Okay, so add section, and for example, I'm writing here career goals and objectives at top. Generally, it is written on top, but it must be avoided. Okay, so here employer has nothing to do with my objectives. Employer has nothing to do with my career goals. Okay, relatives can ask. You might have seen that relatives or friends ask what you will do, what you want to do. But what employer has to do with your objectives? What employer or vice chancellor has to do with my career goals? If somebody is applying for UPSC, if somebody is applying for some other job, it will be negative. If I will write my career goal, if somebody will write career goal to crack UPSC exam, it will be negative for his job, for his or her job. That you are doing job here and preparing for UPSC. We are giving you salary, and along with that, you are preparing for some other exam. So they have nothing to do with your goals. They have nothing to do with your objectives. Okay, so simply write summary and no need to write it. Career goals, objectives, what is your motive, what is your strength. Only pinpoint information related to the employer, and simply prepare it. Okay.